Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever the case may be, wherever you are in this great and wonderful world. I'm in the middle of an intro. We call home. It is the Aloha Hour. Edwin is out to dinner with his wonderful wife and will be in a little bit later, probably. I am here. Jojo. Always something. I am here this fine evening with Antonio Bryce, creator of Brand, which is a... Oh, hey, just turn it on for you, buddy. Jeez, show me. Okay, go play. And so...
my brother's got four.
Why am I going to introduce it? Antonio, tell us about Brand. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself first, and then tell us about Brand. Tell us everything.
Okay, well, I think I'm a big black guy, conservative, son of a 23-year Army vet. My father was in the Army for 23 years. He passed when I was 15. I'm 43 now. Proud son of the South, born in Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, I'll definitely, Forrest Gump. But yeah, I'm from Huntsville, Alabama, and now I reside in the great volunteer state, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Go Titans, go Preds. And but in college football, it is always Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide. Definitely love my sports, fantasy football guy all day long, every day. And big comic book guy. Been reading comics since I was at least 6 or 7 years old. And my dad was taking us on a fishing trip, and he stopped by a store and got some beer. And there were some comic books on the little news rack there, which I don't even think they have anymore. And I bugged him, and he bought me some Spider-Man and Alpha Flight. And
John Byrne Alpha Flight?
Yes. Alpha Flight #1. Yes, Alpha Flight #1. And and it was like, it was some Power Man and Iron Fist. We were like some Roger Stern Avengers, some Captain America. It was like they had those little those little comic book packs where it was like 3 or 4 of them in a little plastic. And he bought a couple of those off the rack. Marvel Team Up. I was reading all that stuff, and I just got hooked.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got into it. And then obviously I love like Japanese anime, and a lot of that stuff is what influenced what will be the final project, the product of Brand. That's where you've got the flying masks, and you've got angels and demons and stuff. That's why I was like, when I saw your Lone Star, I was like, we could do a team up. It's literally like the same world. It's the same world, except my guys are like a secret society. 7 billion people on Earth. There's only like 1,000 of these hunters on the entire planet, and they have to go around and like fight werewolves and demons and stop witch covens from like summoning, demons.
That sounds a lot like Lone Star, man. Yeah, I'm gonna hang this up right now. You're my competition, so bye.
But like I said, man, no, I've been watching, because like I said, I didn't realize you have a different username on Instagram.
Yeah.
Than you do on Twitter. So I have been following Underdog Mike on Instagram for a year, and I talked to you. I had posted on your Instagram. I had posted, you did the Thundercats roar thing, which I fucking love. Oh wait a minute, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to? I'm sorry. I don't know if
I'd rather you didn't. Thanks.
Okay, so yeah, let's not. No, okay. But I loved the Thundercats roar that you did.
Thank you.
And I posted it on my Instagram page, which we have 11,000 people following us on the Akari Press Instagram page, which is awesome. So I just post comic book art and stuff on there. But there was a guy that saw your artwork, and he got so pissed about it that he harassed me for over a week. He kept coming back. And I was like, I don't like blocking people. So this guy just kept coming back, you know, and I was like, dude, we just don't agree. I think this new thing sucks. You don't. If you want to watch it, watch it. I don't like it. Well, it's for kids. And I was like, I liked Thundercats when I was a kid. I'm grown now and I still like it. I'm sorry. I think this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you don't agree with that, but we don't have to like the same things. He just didn't understand. I've kept them up. You can still go on the page and see. I mean, this dude was writing paragraphs. He wrote me a novel about why I was just like, dude, you killing me. And I was like, I was like, I think you need help. I think you honestly need to let someone, like, you know, go see a professional and get yourself checked out, brother. You know, it's like, this is not good, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just don't like you guys telling me that I shouldn't like something that I like. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just telling you, I don't like it. I'm just telling you, just like that Titans trailer.
You can like anything.
Yeah, that's hey, I'm all about that. Support, and that's the thing. You know, we should support things that we like, either with our dollars or our eyeballs, or, you know, by giving that thumbs up, whatever. If you don't like it, don't support it. That just seems like common sense to me. But it seems like a lot of people on the left,
free marketeer.
yeah, it was just like, I'm like, man, you're killing me. You know, I have friends that are liberal, and I have friends that are conservative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can get along. You know, I'm in a red state, so, you know, there are a lot of liberals here, and, you know, I get along with them just fine. You know, we're not out keying each other's cars and doing crazy stuff like that. I see people.
No, those are only the unhinged people that we tend to refer to as SJWs, because
but yeah, people get
they've left the building.
Big time. Yeah, and I was. Like I said, a lot of people got triggered over the election. I was laughing. I was hysterically laughing. I sat up all night and I was watching, and I saw a lot of smiles and looks. People were getting ready to celebrate, and then they looked like they wanted to go and run in front of midday traffic and get hit by a bus. And it was, and then I went to work. I went to work the next day, and a lot of people were all bummed out and everything. And I was just like, and then a lot of people were like high-fiving each other. And I was just like, yeah, that's America. That's the way it is.
Our team won.
So I was not, I
tell my friends, because they like complain like I focus on politics too much. And I'm like, and then we were talking about the election. I'm like, man, the election is my Super Bowl. It only comes every 4 years, and boy, we won good.
But yeah, I see these people like Tom Arnold and all that, and I was like, dude, Tom, what are you doing, man? I was like, it's so funny because it's always seems to be a lot of people that used to hang out with Trump. They were very happy to be taking pictures with Trump and partying with him and going to these little gala fundraisers and all this stuff, and now they're like, he's a Nazi, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And then you got like 20 pictures hanging out. I was like, he's with everybody. He's with Snoop and 50 and all these rappers and all this stuff. I was like, he knows more black people than I do. I was like, it's just crazy. I don't know. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, he was buddies with all those guys. Yeah. And now they're like,
how quickly do they turn their knives on him, though?
When you say something they don't like, it's that wrong think situation, you know. It's like all of a sudden.
No, I don't think that's necessarily it, because they've got friends. They'll back up their teammates if they say something they don't like. But his mistake wasn't saying the wrong thing. His mistake was saying the wrong thing with an R after his name.
I don't know. Well, it's like, you see what happened with the whole Mark Duplass and James Gunn thing, where Mark Duplass was like, you know, hey, I met Ben Shapiro. He was a nice fellow. You know, give him a follow if you want someone that is of the other side that is not crazy. Everybody swarmed on him. And then James Gunn was like, hey, Mark's a good guy. And then everybody got mad at James and started digging through all his stuff. Yeah, and then that just, yeah, I was like, you see that. You know, if he had just kept his mouth shut,
Right.
No,
But see, what I'm saying is that Trump said a bunch of stuff that Democrats have said for years, right?
Right.
He said it when he was a Republican running for the Republican office. I mean, I got videos of Hillary and Bill and Biden, all these people saying the same thing that Trump said, but Trump,
I can't stand the Clintons
after his name, so he's Hitler.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Clintons. I got to be honest about that. I was a senior in high school, and George Senior had just lost to Bill Clinton, and I remember spitting on my television screen. I was 18 years old, and I spat on my television screen when he walked out on the. I was so angry because I was wanting Bush Senior to get reelected.
45.
43.
43.
I'm 43, but yeah, I was 18 when Bill Clinton got elected the first time, and he walked out. I guess he was in Hope, and they had that whole thing. And he walked out on the balcony, and waved to everybody that was like, "Hey, you won!" And I was like, I spit on my television. I was so mad, and I was just like, because I thought Bush Senior got railroaded.
Well, you can blame me. I voted for Perot.
I actually liked Ross. I liked Ross.
I finally got him. He's in the White House now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, I liked him. I liked him. The whole Reform Party thing. I liked when Jesse Ventura won. Jesse's a little out there. But people that are military. I've just so many military people that I have encountered throughout my lifetime. I have a lot of dear friends that are like majors and colonels and stuff like that. So, and like I said, my dad, 23 years, in the Army.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to share your book here. Give me a second. And then I want you to talk us through it because I think you need some help. Right?
And apparently I need to fix my video.
You need to fix your video. I'm going to play this video just in part for people.
So,
all right, here we go.
Antonio Bryce, and this is the Kickstarter for Brand. Brand is being created by myself.
Yeah, okay, that's enough.
And
I was telling Antonio earlier is that's probably a bad place to pause your video, but
oh man,
is that some of you guys have seen my video on how to run a crowdfunding thing, and the thing I hammer most, because it's the thing that all the other professional crowdfunders hammer most, is have a eye-catching, visceral, like engaging video. So like in advertising, you learn that you have 27 seconds before people start not paying attention. So if you don't capture their attention in the first 27 seconds, then you've lost them as a customer. So I was telling him, do something with some of this great art, and I'm going to show you this great art. Just hit them with the hook, bring them in, and then hold them there. And then after that, you can do the video where you're looking into the camera and you're doing your personal plea, and getting the people, letting the people get to know you and all that stuff. So this was my critique of his thing. I haven't even read all this stuff. I just flipped through his page earlier, and I showed it on EBS's stream earlier. This art is just fantastic. So why don't you tell us about it while I scroll through your artwork?
Okay, well, this is our main hero shot. This is the main character, David Craven, who bears a striking resemblance to me, except he's got a buff bod and I don't. And that is his wife in the top there. That is Dawn Craven, very sexy redhead.
No.
The floating mask there is a mask called Penance, and that little demon thing is Dawn's pet, named Morgan, and he is a soul reaper. So when they hunt and kill these things, they call reapers, and the reapers devour the souls so that they don't go to hell and make Lucifer stronger. And
so like hellhounds from Supernatural.
I've actually not watched Supernatural very much. I've watched maybe 3 episodes, and they've got like 200, I think. I've got but yeah, it's obviously successful.
Yeah, those are some girthy thighs, man.
Yeah.
That guy could stand in the middle of a hurricane. All right, who's this cat?
This is Lionel Solomon. He is a tech billionaire, and he is the leader of this group called the Covenant. And the Covenant is working to bring back this other worldly being called Deus. They want to bring him back and take over the world. And underneath his feet is Gaiman, who I actually named after the author Neil Gaiman, was one of my favorites. And he is David's master. He's his sensei. He's the one that found David when he was 15 years old and trained him and taught him everything that he knows. And Mr. Solomon is going to try to crush Gaiman, along with, and you've got all those bad, nasty reapers in the back. There you go.
Nice. And Santa Claus?
Dark Santana.
Dark Santana.
Yeah. His name is Dark Santana, and he is a doppelganger of Santa Claus. I've kind of got a story where St. Nicholas, when he was a human, he almost died, and then they had to do like a purification on him and suck all the evil out of him, but they couldn't destroy it because it was still a part of him, and that evil is this guy here.
Yes. All right. I did a T-shirt once when I was airbrushing T-shirts of that looked similar to this fellow, but he had really long claws, and it said Santa Claus with a W.
With a oh, okay, Santa Claus. I got you. Okay.
Right. All right, this is a really cool image. Tell us about it.
Okay, this was done. Well, most of this art was done by my buddy Kanan White, Image Comics artist, son of Shaolin, that just got bought by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He bought the movie rights to that, and obviously this is Dark Santana again.
I know Kanan.
You know Kanan?
I think it sounds familiar.
Yeah, he also did. What's the guy that did the Wicked and does the Wicked and the Divine? He did a book called Uber with him.
I don't know. Ask him when you talk to him.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. Oh, I love Kanan. Kanan rocks. He's an awesome human being. And like I said, he designed all these characters for me. Just basically gave him my ideas and tweaked them. But this is Gaiman versus Dark Santana. And that is Gaiman's Dragon Komori. And there is, I don't know if you can go back. There's another mask up at the top there. Let me see. That is shooting. Yeah, that's Horus. And that is David's first mask. David had a mask when he was younger, and he didn't listen to Gaiman. And the mask turned evil and paired up with Santana. And so they destroyed the mask, but the mask will obviously, what is dead may never die, as they say on Game of Thrones.
You're a Thrones fan, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. Yeah, huge. Can't wait for this next season to come back.
Yeah.
This was done by Jimbo Salgado, Ravage Kill All Men with Chuck Dixon.
Right on.
And colored by my buddy Jesse Hagee. This is David versus Dark Santana, and Horus is down there. This is supposed to take place when David was younger and before Horus turned on him, or I guess about to turn on him. So this is Horus, Jimbo's version of Horus. So
fantastic.
Yes, I was like, I just love the way I actually have this piece hanging on my wall, and then there's Dawn captured by Santana and Horace,
And he's getting a little frisky with her. I see that.
yeah, it was yeah, he's not a good guy, but people love this one. I was like, that seems to get a good reaction from people. So I don't know, people love that one. He's a bad guy.
Why is he scratching her? That's not nice of him.
Oh.
This one's great. I love this piece.
This is Kane and King homage to one of Van Sciver's favorite artists, the great Brian Bolin. He is taking the famous Brian Bolin Killing Joke piece, and he decided to do Dark Santana as that. So that is how we got there.
Fantastic. So we need your help. Let's check out your tiers here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. $5 gets you nothing.
Well, we'll print your name in the book. But I guess if you don't have the book, you won't see it.
There you go.
I never thought about that until now. You know what? I've never thought about that. I was like, yeah, we're gonna print your name in the book. However, you're not gonna get the book.
I have a $5 gets you nothing tier too.
But to be honest, no one has played. Most of the people are buying the $15 the digital copy.
That's good.
And it was I didn't think people were buying digital comics.
Yeah, I have mine. I have a digital because I have a lot of digital fans from Injustice. So,
which is I love those video games, by the way.
You get the $25 signed copy. $120 gets you 10 signed copies for retailers, right?
Sold one of those actually. So
very nice. $125 remarked copy. Good.
Yeah, Shelby will be drawing a little extra something on there for you. And then
25 copies signed for $250. 500. Ooh, we get original art page. Nice. That's a good one. I'm not selling
everything. He's drawing everything on pen and paper. He is doing that, and he actually uses pencil. I think he inks digitally. So yeah, but he does a lot. Everything I've seen was done with very heavy pencils.
Huh.
So yeah, he sells a lot of this
I've been on a book before. Game on a sword. So yeah, I'm the Game of Thrones cover artist too, right?
Oh no! Trust me. I have seen several of those books. They sell very well. Yes.
And join the cast, $1,500. Yeah, I got one of those too. All right. Well, kind of. Oh yeah, I do. I just haven't sold it yet because mine's $3,000 and nobody wants it. Anyways.
Well, I'm just saying, we're gonna be taking pictures and doing all. We got to.
Yeah. I get it.
It's a lot of work.
So you got 17 days to go. You're up to $821 of your $22,000 goal.
That is correct.
Let's see if we can make this a little more realistic. How do I stop my screen? Stop screen sharing. Wait, cancel.
I got to learn how to do this. I tried to do I did a live stream with Jesse the other week, and I was wanting to do. I was like, "How are you doing that?" I got to learn more about computers. I'm more of a phone guy. Like I can do stuff on my phone.
So yeah, I mean, it looks really cool. Did you study up on crowdfunding before you just went ahead and launched this?
Sadly, no. I tried to make sure I ran a lot of ads. Because that's the thing. I've advertised everywhere. I've been on Facebook, Twitter. I've advertised on Instagram, tried Reddit. Reddit is not good. I don't know. They're selling a lot of ads, and it looked like I got a lot of impressions, but I got they gave me 6,800 impressions, and I got 4 clicks.
Oof.
That's not. Yeah, it was brutal, and I was like,
well, you know, you can tailor your ads. You just run it for a day with the minimal amount of money, like $10, and figure out if it's getting clicks for.
Yeah, I ran it for a couple days.
Yeah,
I ran it for a couple days, and it just a
if
click
it's not
through.
working, you cancel it. Don't waste your money. You know, I mean,
Yeah, that's why I stopped the ad. I was like, yeah, they got like $12 out of me, and I was just like, wow, just
right. But you got then you change your ad. You change, either the art or the little pitch line or whatever it is, and try to get more people. You just keep kind of tailoring it until you have one that you're getting like, one click for every 15 cents or something like that, instead of like one click for $10.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We ran ads for a couple weeks on YouTube. Just a little video I had done on my phone, and I loaded it up on the YouTube channel, and then put that on there, and got a couple of clicks, no conversions. Yeah, they ran like 4,000 times the little ad. But I mean, it wasn't costing a whole bunch. I probably only spent like
it's a CPM, I think, on YouTube. But yeah, you got to change. Somebody said you got to change your bait. That's right.
yeah. The bait is not working. The bait is not working because I think the story is good.
Great. The product looks fantastic. The ideas look great. I will assume you can write. Although
I've not to toot my own horn, but I've done okay. It's like and the story is well plotted and thought out. I have I've got several stories I can keep going, because like just this first arc is a trilogy. It's the first brand, and then you go into brand the Judas Crown, and then the last book is brand Revelations, and then we spin all the extra characters, we spin them off into little separate solo stories and all that. I've got a ton of stories. Just have to obviously get that funding up and get people to get behind the project. But that's what I'm trying to do on YouTube and on Instagram, trying to build that rapport with people that have I've got several people that backed, and they're messaging me, and I talk to them all the time now. It's like it's good to be in touch with people that are that have got behind the project and have supported it. So yeah. So that's where I'm at now. But like I said, we got 18 days left. I am hopeful. I am hopeful, and if not, we will try for a third time. Because like I said, this is the second campaign.
It's
you
tried on Indiegogo before.
Yeah, that's
a link to his Go-Go. I have the link to the Kickstarter in my description. So if you guys want to go check it out, you already checked it out. If you want to go support it, get down there right now and go click, go support. He only needs another $21,300.
Yeah, just that's all. Maybe a production company that would be willing to buy my product and develop it into a film or television property, and then we could go to a Hollywood premiere, which of course Mike would be invited to.
Hey.
I was like, we could hobnob, and you could see a bunch of floating masks and demon dogs and weird stuff like that.
God willing, this happens, right? But say it doesn't. Before you launch it again, come up with a complete game plan. Talk to me. I can help. I can try to help you through whatever, and then build up a YouTube presence and all that kind of stuff, and try to get you interconnected with like all the other guys. Like I said, I showed it on Ethan's today, but there's a whole bunch of guys in this community that would be willing to share your project around. The tricky thing is you only have 18 days left.
Yeah.
Right.
So I did reached out to a couple of people. Weaponized Nerd Rage. He was doing something where he was supposed to be featuring up and coming crowdfunding comics or something. He said he was gonna spotlight brand, so I was very thankful for that. He messaged me the other day and told me he was gonna do that.
Okay, that's good.
I haven't seen it yet, but the fact that he was like, "Hey, this looks good," added me to the list. Appreciate that. So, I
Yeah.
mean, anybody that's willing to help or at least retweet or like or anything, because a lot of the stuff that's happened, some of the backers came. Kanan did Orange Lantern piece. We drew Ethan as an Orange Lantern, and then we had Cyber Frog and Salamandroid and a Rainbow Brood as his Orange Lantern constructs, and he is sitting like on a big old pile of Rose Tico action figures. And yeah, oh no, Ethan saw it. Ethan saw it and he retweeted it, and then a bunch of people added me on Twitter, and some of them went to the Kickstarter and pledge. That's how some of those people found me. A lot of I sent a super chat to Ethan, and then I got like about $600 of that is Ethan's people just supporting, just from that one super chat that I sent.
Right. Well, oh my gosh, Ethan's is up to $499,178. Holy heck! Yeah, he's gonna.
That is my money. I backed him and I backed John Drinkers and definitely getting Lone Star as well and all that. So, well, I like what you guys are doing. So
right on. Let's see what some of these fine folks in the chat had to say about your book.
It's crappy and it sucks.
Good for fiber. What? Southern Boy, thumbs up. Aloha. Antonio has better taste in comics than in sports teams.
Oh, wow. I would very gladly debate you on that. Although my Titans were very soundly pummeled in Foxborough Stadium earlier this year. And but Mr. Brady did not survive the Super Bowl. So
quite a few people were asking, who is this guy? You want to introduce yourself once again?
Okay, my name is Antonio Bryce, and I am the writer of the comic book series brand that I am doing with Deadpool Bad Blood inker Shelby Robertson. If you haven't read Deadpool Bad Blood that Rob Liefeld did at Marvel, and he's coming back for Deadpool Badder Blood. Him and Rob are teaming back up on that. And also on the team are the legendary letterer Ed Dukeshire and
Digital Webbing.
Yeah. Digital Webbing. If you don't know what, what I'm saying. Yeah, Ed knows everybody. I mean, it's like I saw him at, he was like Ryan Otley was on Ed Dukeshire's Twitter. Like, yeah, man, I used to go on Digital Webbing and post on there all the time, showing my art. But that's another thing. Ed's about to relaunch Digital Webbing. People have been asking him to bring that back. He is about to relaunch that. I've been seeing that on his Facebook that he's about to bring that back. So very excited about that. It gives a lot of opportunity to people that are trying to showcase their artistic talents, their writing, or just the, hey, I can color, hey, I can draw, so that's awesome that he's bringing Digital Webbing back. And also on the team is Mr. Jesse Hagee, IDW in Zenoscope. He has got a couple of G.I. Joe Real American Hero covers that are about to come up. I think he's got like 4 in a row. It's some kind of retailer variant that he's coloring, and did some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff for IDW as well. So he's been in the business like 10, 11 years. There you go. Everybody on the team is a pro except me. I'm the only person that is not an established comic book pro, but hey, you got to earn a living somehow. Okay, it is frozen. Are you still here? Or am I talking to myself? I don't know what's going on. Mike, this is weird. Okay. All right. Mike. Looks like my connection's still good. Uh-oh. This is what happened. Mike? Mike, are you still here? My name is Luca. I live on the 2nd floor. Mike. Magic Mike XXL. Oh wow, this is awkward. Okay. Okay. Hello, Mike. Oh boy, this is not good. Okay. Huh. This is awkward. Okay. Hmm. Uh, huh. And okay. Hello. Oh, so that's how you do that. Okay. Mike. Maybe he sent me a message. Let's see.
What's she gonna say?
You there? Whoops. Well, geez, sorry everybody. My wife blew a fuse. Fuse goes out now. So, gosh, Antonio buggered off. I guess he left the stream. Let me resend him his info. Technical difficulties. It wouldn't let me in. Let's try again. All right, let's see. Try again. And I don't know how long we've even been going, but I actually have to run and go grab some diapers. But let me, let's see, 69 of you are still viewing, still reading. So artwork is incredible. Can't wait to see the story behind it. Yeah, I hope he gets it. It's, oh, hey, you're back.
Okay, because yeah, I don't know, you froze, and I was like, "Hello," and I don't know what. And people were telling me they were still seeing me, and I didn't know what was going on. I was like, "This is weird."
Did you bail out?
But now you're moving and I'm moving, so I'm like, okay.
My wife's vacuuming and blew a fuse in the house, so my internet went down, and I tried to get back onto my phone, but it wouldn't play ball. So
Yeah, the screen went all African American on me, and it was not. You know, I thought I had drifted off into a questionable neighborhood.
all right, let's see here. We got a book looks good. I'm gonna have to check it out. Brand looks dope.
It is dope. It is dope.
Titans fan. Good God.
Yeah. There you go, man. Love it.
Get Antonio on Uncle Ethan's channel. We'll try to get that going. I think with the if you're on Ethan's, a few times, I think you'd probably fund. People just got to know about it, man.
Yeah.
That video.
Yeah, like I've made a face made for radio, as they say.
I'm buying it. I love the art in your book. Looks slick. It looks awesome. It looks amazing. I put it out on Twitter. Just a matter of time. Let's recite the Orange Lantern oath. Mine, mine, mine.
I love Larfleeze. I love him. He's awesome.
EBS is orange. That was a good choice.
I was trying to find it. I don't know if I don't know how to do that sharing thing, but maybe I can send it to you on Twitter or something, and you can show it to people. It was awesome.
They want to know your Twitter.
Oh, AkariPress.com. It's like just Akari Press. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube, all at Akari Press. IKARI Press.com. And also, if you type in Akari Press on Amazon.com, all of our merchandise will show up. Most of those cane and white designs that everybody seems to like.
Rock and roll. All right. Yeah, good. So everybody digs it. Are there any pages done, or is it just promo work so far?
It's just promo work. I know Shelby's doing the thing is going to end on August the 16th, which is my brother's 44th birthday. And wait a minute. No, he's born in 72. I'm the younger one. But he was born in 72, August 16th, 72. His birthday is the day that the Kickstarter ends. And then obviously we would go into production. Shelby is extremely quick. If anybody knows his work, he can whip stuff together rather quickly. And Jesse obviously is good. And then we would ship everything over to Ed and let him do his little letter thingy, whatever.
Right on.
But yeah, the script is coming along quite nice. What's going on?
No, I just I have my iPad over here, and it was like back at the part where the video went black, and then I'm sitting down, I'm like,
oh my goodness.
like, what is going on?
It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah. So I saw you hashtag move the needle on your Twitter profile. How long have you been following this whole movement?
Oh, I've been following DNC for last year? I guess right before the Daryl Ayo thing happened with Ethan, because I've been an Ethan Van Sciver fan I have the original copy of Cyberfrog. I have the first issue. I didn't go on eBay and just find it after it started blowing up. I had Cyberfrog.
Nice.
And I'm talking about the real one, not the Hall of Hero, whatever the Harris Comics one. I have the Hall of Heroes one. Yeah, I have because the Hall of Heroes one has a kind of a crappy Cyberfrog logo. The Harris comic one has the better one that he's still using on like Blood Honey and all that.
Nice. You could probably sell that and fund your book.
Well, it's like, no, I love it. Well, I mean, yeah, I saw people were selling those for like $1,000, $2,000, and I was like, I bought this thing, and there was a company called American Entertainment, and they had a mail order comic business, and I ordered it through them. And I have Creed too, which I know Trent Kanuga, if I'm not mistaken, that's friends with Ethan that does Creed. He's a video game guy now. And they did Cyberfrog versus Creed and the whole thing. So, but I still have a issue of Creed as well. And yeah, I've been following Ethan. So when I saw Ethan go over to DC and he started doing all this stuff, I used to see him. He was always like top 5, top 10 Wizard Artist of the Month and all that. I miss Wizard Comics. I wish Wizard Comics would come back. I was like, I used to see him in there. All of this, like all my favorites, Dale Keown, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee. It would be a who's who. And then they would have the writers thing, and it would be like Chris Claremont and Frank Miller, it's just, Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman. It's just all these people that I love reading. It's like John Byrne, Next Men, that whole thing. So
yeah, Legends Comics came out.
Oh yeah, Mike Mignola. I
used to get on John Byrne's message board on AOL.
Burn Robotics, which is still up.
No, Burn Victims.
Oh, okay, yeah, Burn Victims, because I know he's still got the Burn Robotics, which I remember he got into some trouble when that first Fantastic Four movie came, and there were like these trolls trying to find, and he said something about because what's the chick Jessica Alba? She played Invisible Woman, and they had that horrible wig on her. And he said that when he sees Latina women wearing blonde wigs, they kind of look like streetwalkers or
I
something.
remember that.
It was hilarious. And then everyone's like, he's a racist. And I said, okay, you took a Spanish woman and made her brother a white guy. And then it looked, and you just decided to put a wig on her. And then they did the same thing again with Michael B. Jordan and the other. It was like, oh, well, she's just adopted. She's a sister. I was like, man, just write good black characters.
Right.
That's all I want. You don't have to do weird stuff. Don't do weird stuff and try to. It's 4 white people. It's the Fantastic Four. There's too many white people in here. I get it. She's adopted. That's what we'll do. And it's just like, and then not only that, the movie was awful.
I love
the Fantastic Four.
Didn't even see it. It looked so bad.
It was weird because I didn't understand, was I watching porn, because they didn't even put trunks on the thing. So he was literally just walking around butt naked the whole movie, but it was like Rock butt naked. So I was sitting there going, yeah, it was weird. And the way they did Dr. Doom in that one, the guy from Nip Tuck that played Dr. Doom in the other 2 movies, I at least respected him because I used to love him on Nip Tuck. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, he's got like a virus that's mutating. I was like, okay, y'all got some weird stuff going on here. This is weird. I wasn't feeling it. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. So.
I hear you. Let's see. This stream is awesome. Antonio, permanent Aloha Hour.
well, hello. All right. I'm digging it.
Antonio, baby, we see you. You can also talk to us.
But actually, yeah, I was like, because I'm looking at the group chat, but I guess I have to go on the Yahoo thing. How do I pull because I don't see it says enter chat message here, but I'm not seeing any, nobody's scrolling up on this. Do I have to?
You have to open a separate window where you're just viewing the stream instead.
Okay, but will it give you that weird double echo thing or something?
Yeah.
Well, I could open it up. I've got my phone, so
you'll learn. So what's your YouTube channel?
It's Akari Press, and it's basically me just ripping off what other YouTubers like Diversity in Comics and Ethan have done, where I'm just basically going and looking on comic book related, entertainment related stories, and giving my little spiel with my crappy Google phone. I have a Google Pixel, and that's what I make my little videos with. Which I did one video that's, I guess, I did one on DNC. It's got almost 5,000 views, which I was surprised by that. I was like, man, okay, people like, right after that Jim, which that was a hack job. Anybody that knows or follows Jim Jeffries and has followed his career, he should be embracing DNC. He was making all these weird black jokes and rape jokes and doing all this kind of stuff. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, I need Hollywood to embrace me now. So let me pretend like I'm shock offended and have all these weird cosplayers in here and all this. It's weird what people will do to get their career furthered. So I did that. Like I said, 4,800 views on the Akari Press channel. And then I did another one where I talked about the Voltron. They just announced that the Black Lion pilot on Voltron for season 7 is now gay, and that he has a boyfriend named Adam that will be introduced. They announced this in San Diego Comic-Con. And Shiro's gay now. They already did the weird transgender Pidge thing, because Pidge was a guy on the old Voltron, and then it was like, he just looks like a boy. He's a woman. You know, they did that, and they did turn Princess Allura black on that also, because she was, well, I mean, hell, everybody was white on that show, but I used to love Voltron. I was like, Voltron was my thing. I love Voltron. It is one of the most influential things. That Robotech, I love Japanese anime.
It irritated me because I grew up, I was born in Hawaii, right? So I used to watch Go Ranger. And then I used to watch when I went and visited my family in Japan. I watched like Denjiman, right?
Oh.
And all of this stuff I thought was fantastic when it was all Japanese people playing these parts. And then they're like, oh, we're going to bring Power Rangers over. And they use the same footage, the same little Japanese guys running around kicking everybody's butt, but then they take their helmets off and it's the United Colors of Benetton. And I'm like,
It
just
was funny
make
though.
it
No,
Japanese.
I love the way
Subtitle
the way they set it up though, because the girl is in pink, the Asian girl is the Yellow Ranger, the black guy is the Black Ranger. Wink, wink. And then they started, people started going, "Hey, wait a minute, this is and then so then they changed it.
The green guy, the Irish Ranger.
Yeah, I follow a couple of those guys on because the guy that was the Green Ranger, he's actually a legit martial artist.
Yeah, David.
Yes, it's him because I follow him. I follow him on Instagram, and the guy that was the Black Ranger, the original Black Ranger, who he did a video which was hilarious where he explained when they had him in like they automatically knew they wanted a black guy to be the Black Ranger. And I think he said someone else that ended up being famous auditioned for that. It was like him and a couple other black guys, and they were trying to see who could like do breakdancing the best. They were just, he was describing, yeah, it was crazy. Like he seemed to have the best dance moves, so he got the part. And so I was like, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall for that.
Yeah.
I would love that. That would have been hilarious. He was like, hey, can you pop and lock a little bit and see?
We got people backing you up now. Let's go see where Brand is at.
I got a car with an app.
Oh boy. I was like, are they actually showing love? Are they showing love to the masks? I was like, yeah, we are. I am seeing people are, yes. All right. And trust me, that is much appreciated. Thank you very much.
No problem, brother.
All right. Yes.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
One of us.
Yeah, I got you over 900. That's nice. All right.
900 is where we are on pace. We are climbing the mountain. I was like, we are definitely climbing the mountain, and that is what we are trying to do. So
tell us about the masks. What masks?
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the mask.
The masks from Brand, yeah.
Well, there are 3 colors. There are 3 colors of mask in the story of Brand. There are white masks, there are red masks, and there are black masks. The white masks are about spiritual power, so they would enhance your spiritual abilities. They would be more effective in fighting ghosts or, demons and angels. The red masks are physical enhancers. They would enhance your hey, what's going on, little man? I see you, but the red mask would enhance your physical abilities and your senses, and you'll be able to see game and do some really cool stuff with that red mask. And then the black mask, those are the tricksters. They do illusions and shadow magic. So that's where, so it's supposed to be, the Holy Trinity, mind, body, and spirit.
Right. Oh, right on. You believe it?
Trust me. I thought the story out a lot more than I thought the Kickstarter / crowdfunding. So yes, that is.
I mean, it's a very common problem that people think, hey, if I just create this great product, I'll just throw it up there and everybody will come rushing to it. But there's so much more to it.
I saw, I remember when you first popped up on Ethan's stream, people were not people were like, why is this guy here? Why are not
That was 30 days ago. 30 days ago today.
I created Chomper Fist. And Chomper Fist is way better than Lone Star. It's that kind of thing. It's like, you should have me on.
Yeah.
Oh my, Edwin Boyette, I am a big fan of yours, sir.
All right. You know what? Hey, Edwin.
Yeah. What's going on?
Would you mind taking over the stream for about 10 minutes? I have to run to the store and get diapers.
Yeah, how's my sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're great.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Fantastic.
Velvet fog.
This is Antonio Bryce.
Hello, aloha.
And
Aloha.
he is the creator of Brand, which is a fantastic project on Kickstarter now.
With a crappy video.
And
It's a crappy video.
A little bit of love and a little more press and a little more comic skate help. So
a little less conversation, a little more action.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go as quickly as I can. The store's really close.
There you go.
But I'm gonna leave it to you guys for about 10 minutes. All right.
All right.
Well, let's see if we can get some branding in. I cannot hear myself. Give me 1 second.
All right.
I'm trying to. Nope, that's not the one. Turn my monitor up. Yeah, normally I can hear myself in my microphone, but I can't hear myself. So hopefully I'm coming across clear.
I hear you. Your voice is velvety as always, and I love it. Yes.
All right. So Antonio, Mr. Bryce, tell me about Brand, because I'm just coming in.
All right. Here's the story. I basically have a guy who is a hunter from God. He is, in my world, there are basically 3 laws. You are either heaven bound, hell bound, or earth bound. Okay. And the hunters in my story, which my main character David Craven and his wife Dawn Craven are part of the Earthbound Coalition. They are the enforcers. They are bounty hunters, and what they do is there are only 1,000 of them on the entire Earth. There are 7 billion people on the planet, and we only have 1,000 of these warriors, and they are going around hunting vampires and demons and werewolves and banshees and all kind of weird things. They're hunting witches, people that are trying to summon and open portals to other dimensions, and it is their job to stop these people.
Okay, so explore the earthbound concept with me a little bit. When you say earthbound, hellbound, and earth, so are earthbound people just normal mortal people? Is that what that means, or does heaven and hell mean a little bit different in your cosmology?
Well, okay. Say an angel comes to Earth,
right?
He's heaven bound, but the stronger that angel is, the longer he could stay on Earth without having to use otherworldly means to stay. And you will have a scenario where there are a few fallen angels that are using like supernatural charms or other means to prolong Jehovah from trying to summon them back to heaven, or to stop Lucifer. They've escaped hell, and Lucifer's like, hey, you got to come back home. And these guys have gotten some kind of weird charm, or they've made a deal with a witch's coven or something. There's a watch in the story that belonged to Edgar Allan Poe, and it stops time and does all kind of, it like sucks souls. And basically anything that's cursed has to have like a blood sacrifice.
Okay.
This watch belonged to Edgar Allan Poe, and it became cursed. And now this watch has supernatural abilities. It's one of the first things that'll get introduced early on in the story. And then David's going to kind of be an idiot and mess up and not capture the person that is holding the watch, and the guy's going to get away. And some people are going to die, and then David's going to have to suffer some consequences because.
So there's a mechanistic aspect to it. So where some of the supernatural stuff, it may be supernatural either way, either good or bad, but there's like some kind of like laws of physics or laws of supernatural. And so if you want to come down, you've got to do certain things. If you want to come up, you got to do certain things. But eventually there's like a constant kind of tug at you. It's like stretching out a bungee cord, and eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
Got it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as unlimited power. The power has to come from somewhere. So yeah, even like say a demon on Earth that doesn't want to go back to hell, he's going to have to draw power from somewhere to, that there's always a price.
All right. So now, like when an angel or a demon is interacting on the earthly plane, do they actually have powers, or do they just have spiritual powers? Like how do they interface with man? Do they have a physical presence?
Well, yeah, like say, okay, there's an angel, and he goes, hey, I want to hang out with these humans,
Right.
um,
Right.
and so he comes down, and it's taking a tremendous amount. He'll definitely be weaker than he would be in his normal form.
Right.
It's like and angels and hunters don't like each other. It's
Okay.
like angels, even though the hunters work for God, the angels work for God, but the angels do not like the hunters. They consider them abominations and foul creatures. Because my story,
Why do the angels consider the hunters abomination? Is it because they're physical creatures? Us humans are physical creatures, or
and it's also about how the hunters draw their power. The reason a lot of people ask why the story is called brand. The brand is the mark of Cain. The very first hunter
okay,
is going to be Cain.
okay,
And when Cain is cursed and branded, the brand, if you read the Bible, the reason Cain was marked was not because God was like, I'm punishing you. He was like, Cain was afraid people were going to hurt him.
yeah,
And he was like, I'm gonna mark you so that if anyone messes with you after they see that mark, they'll be cursed tenfold. It's that kind of thing. So all the hunters in my story, they're marked with this mark of Cain, and it's like a spider sense. It lets you know when the supernatural is around. It's like, oh man, something, you'll start having those type of kind of a premonition. And
So is the brand kind of like a rune, where like you've probably seen stories before where like people have these runes of power, like either in an item or tattooed on themselves
yeah,
in the marking or the
on
sigil.
his body. Yeah, David will have a mark on his arm, and it'll kind of start hurting or something, and kind of let him know something is near you that is going to cause danger. And it also gives him increased strength and kind of a clairvoyance, and it enhances whatever you were. So I would say that the hunters are just like any, because David started off as a human, and then his master found him, and then he got indoctrinated into this society of 1,000 people.
All right, so let's back it out some more. What time period does this occur in?
This is going to be in our modern time,
Okay.
because yeah, it's definitely going to be. So it's 2018. It's set in modern times. We will do some flashback because we're going to set up Cain, maybe the first 5 pages,
Okay.
and then we're going to flash forward to modern time, because the covenant is trying to open a portal to bring this otherworldly being Deus into our world to take over.
Okay.
And the hunters are trying to stop that from happening.
Okay. All right. So is most of this activity taking place out of the sight of man? So like if me and you we're just regular cats, right?
Right.
And we're not in any of these societies or any affiliated groups, are we even aware of this stuff going on? Like is the general populace aware of this stuff going on?
And that's, yeah. Now, see, that's an excellent question, because the whole, and that's kind of how David's going to meet Dawn. I did a Kickstarter live stream yesterday, and I was talking about that, and people were fascinated by that. Dawn's father died when she was 7. Her mother remarried and married another man. He was kind of an abuser, and he was, she had another child with this man. This guy's coming in her bedroom at night and doing stuff. She decides to leave home, and she becomes a runaway, and she's living that kind of street life, and somebody is about to hurt her. There are rules within the Hunter Society where they don't interfere in normal human situations. Like, so if they see somebody they're not crime fighters, they're not superheroes.
Right.
They're not like, so if you're getting your house burglarized, you're not going to see David like jump in and, a bank robber and stuff like that. That's not what they do. They fight supernatural things. So David's going to be in a situation where young Dawn is about to be harmed, and you know, he has a mask called Penance that floats around and talks to him and stuff and kind of helps give him instructions. And they're partners. They're like Batman and Robin. And Penance is going to be like, hey man, you know, I know she's getting hurt, but we don't have a contract to help her. You know what I'm saying? We don't, you know, and David's a rule breaker. He's that's why he keeps getting in trouble. He never follows the rules that the society has set up, and he gets in trouble, a lot of trouble, because he doesn't follow rules.
So what's his motivation? Tell me a little bit more. And that was David Craven, right?
Yes, David Craven.
Craven with a K, like the hunter.
He was now that's, I'm glad you had it. It's Craven with a C, but he was definitely named after my favorite Spider-Man villain, Craven the Hunter. Just like Gaiman was named after Neil Gaiman. I named Gaiman after Neil Gaiman because I love Sandman and I love his work and American Gods and all this kind of thing. So I named the character I'm calling Gaiman. His real name is Mako Yoshida. The mask is called Gaiman, but when he's joined with the mask, they just call him Gaiman. Just like David will join with Penance and they'll just call him Penance. You know,
all right, so let me ask you a question. In this world, are there any other superpowered beings, or is the only powered people in this world people who are drawing supernatural power either from heaven, hell, or from these brands?
Well, there'll definitely be other supernatural beings because Deus is in another dimension and he's sending little things over. You'll see the group that I'm talking about, the Covenant.
Okay, so Deus is not part of the heaven hell polarity. He's outside that frame of reference.
Okay, I was curious as whether I should reveal this or not, but I am going to reveal this. Deus is actually Jehovah's brother. Okay. Deus and Jehovah are brothers, and Deus actually created the earth. And you know, in the Bible it says Jehovah created the earth. You know, so Deus created the earth. Jehovah created man. And Deus is kind of like a Galactus type figure where he creates these worlds so he can devour them and draw energy from them. He draws more of a destructive soul energy from you know, devouring all this life. And Jehovah has a bunch of lieutenants, all these angels. You'll see like the archangel Michael, and Lucifer was one. Lucifer was his understudy. It was someone that he was trying to groom and mentor. And Lucifer ends up falling in love with Jehovah, and he wants to be with him. And Jehovah does not return those feelings, which is what led to he ends up turning against Jehovah, and he joins up with his brother Deus.
All right, so Jehovah friend zones Lucifer.
Yes,
it's like, you're cool, dude, but I just I don't run it that way. Yeah, I got it.
But Deus does swing that way, and so Deus and Lucifer become lovers, and Lucifer learns a lot. Obviously, the ability that Lucifer has to harvest soul power, that's something he's going to learn from his tutelage of under Deus. But as he gets to know Deus, he starts to see Deus is crazy. He's like, this guy's insane. I know I shouldn't be, you know, and he realizes that if Deus wins, that we're going to lose everything. So he's going to betray Jehovah. I mean, he's going to betray Deus and join back up with Lucifer. Join back up with Jehovah so that they can beat Deus. And that's how Deus ends up being trapped in this pocket dimension that the Covenant are trying to free him from.
So we're going to have to rename this comic book Heresy, but I like that. I like the concept. So what have you got done so far?
Well, you know, that's the tricky part about playing with biblical ideas is that you're bound to do something if you're writing a fictional story that doesn't abide exact doctrinal truths.
That's
Um,
exactly
yeah.
And right now, the script is pretty much done. One thing Shelby wanted to do, he wanted to use the Marvel method. It's very easy to write like that. So all I have to do is just let him do his thing and then just script to those pages. And so, yeah, I mean, I know this. I know this story, and then I know the follow-up story, the Judas Crown, and I also know the final part of this original trilogy, Revelations. I know all three. I know how they start and end, and then we can go into all the little side stories and all that stuff. So, I mean, I have it plotted out to a T.
Like, well, Supernatural is still running, right? Supernatural, the TV show.
Mm.
And that's got some pretty heretical stuff. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think God wound up teaming up with his sister or something, and it's got some of this mechanistic stuff. So that's not necessarily a barrier. And now I'm talking just practical terms. I'm not talking about from a perspective of my religious faith, that we should still call it heresy. All right, so your hook is. Whose vantage point is this told from? Is the whole story going to be told from the vantage point of Craven, of David Craven?
Mostly Dawn Craven, because she's going to be, she's going to be about 20.
Okay.
David's an older guy. He's been a hunter for like 25 plus years.
Okay.
The chat is really suggesting you stop with the spoilers.
Well,
interesting.
I mean, some of the stuff I'm telling is just little tidbits. There's so much. No, trust me, the stuff I'm not saying, that's the stuff. I was like, okay, don't tell that. Don't tell that. Don't tell that. I'm just trying to enlighten. I'm just like, I'm putting a little.
He gave a big picture. He gave a big picture. It's okay. It's okay. All right,
no, the main story, it's like, you have to really read to know what's really going on, because you have to know about these masks and stuff about David's family and certain things to really know what's going on.
So there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
Oh yeah.
For your first issue. So what is your first offering? What does somebody who buys in get out of your first offering? What's your first product? What's the length and what's the format?
Well, it's going to be a 100-page graphic novel. Because it could, everybody's like, write it in like 22 pages. And I was like, there's too much stuff in there and it's too choppy to try to chop it up. So that's why I wanted to do 100 pages. So you get the full story and then go into, there's another little side story, because we have one of the villains that I have is a kind of crazy, weird Santa Claus character called Dark Santana. And I'm going to do a story called 8 Crazy Nights.
Is there a black magic woman?
Yeah. I got a black magic woman.
Chat says that Cyberfrog just crossed $500,000.
Wow.
That was fast. I was like, I know. I was watching some of you guys stream earlier, and David, it's like Ethan was humping that thing. He was trying to get it. He's trying to get it there. So I'm glad to be a backer of that. Definitely.
So Bryce, I've been making notes, brother, and that's a lot of stuff. When I talk to people, when I talk about their projects, I do all kinds of scribble scrabble. Yeah, okay. So I can try and follow along. With as much stuff as you've got going on there, you've got to dive deep into this Dawn character fast and make people invest in this character. And I don't know what your writing's like. I don't know anything about that, but that's what I've learned. You've got to make somebody care about Dawn. And I don't know how to tell you how to do that, because you've got this big cosmological thing. You've got all this stuff going on. So you need an anchor point. And it sounds like your anchor point is Dawn. So your writing needs to do that.
Yeah. Without Dawn, everything doesn't work. Everything doesn't work without her, because we need a character that is as ignorant to the world around her as the readers will be. And so as she learns, the reader learns. So yeah, so as she, that's one thing about her. She's going to be kind of a carefree spirit. You're going to see David's going to be more strategic and that kind of thing. So she's definitely not going to take the training the way David is going to want her to, and she's going to be a little headstrong.
Okay.
And I have a lot of fun with their.
Do you have sample pages? Do you have sample pages up yet?
No, just the promotional art. Just the promotional art. I have a couple of little script treatments.
Did you look at his Kickstarter already?
What was that?
Edwin, have you seen his Kickstarter yet?
I have not. I have not.
Yeah, it's some great looking work. So it really looks like something, and he's got seems like he's got a good head about the story. So I think
you got a nice logo. Right? I like your logo.
Kane and White, done by Kane and White. I was like, most of the art was done by Kane and White, but he was too busy doing his little projects and stuff to actually do this book. And Shelby Robertson was recommended to me, and then I reached out to him and showed him, and he was like, "This is amazing," and yeah, let's do it. And so he was enthusiastic, and I appreciated him joining. He is good friends with my colorist Jesse Hagee, and Jesse was like, "Yeah, man, we're doing this," So Jesse hooked up everybody. Kanan hooked me up with Jesse, and then Jesse hooked me up with Ed Dukeshire, and he hooked me up with Shelby. So, I was very happy about that.
Everyone in the chat is only talking about Ethan breaking 500,000.
I'm a Cyberfrog backer, so I'm happy about it.
Amazing, uneven, fathomable accomplishment 2 months ago is now reality.
I'm sure that there will be backlash, and now he will be he'll be a cyber Nazi as opposed to just a regular Nazi. All these weird lies that these people tell, and I've just seen all the stuff that people are, they try to ruin people's ability to earn a living. Yeah. It is so horrible. And I'm like, now you're seeing some of them get some backlash. And I'm like, wait a minute, hey, let's calm down. Let's not do that. Let's not do that to people. And I'm like, what happened months ago? And all this. I was like I said, I've been following Ethan for over 20 years. I've been a big fan of his. So bought Cyberfrog over 20 years ago. Buying Cyberfrog again. Very happy to do so. And definitely looking forward to Rainbow Brute.
Yeah. I look forward to Ethan getting you on his show and doing a little more than I think. If we try really hard, so if a couple of you guys want to pitch in on brand, just a couple of you could probably get it over $1,000 right now. If a couple of you want to just jump in there, and if you're thinking about it and you think it's Kickstarter, so if he doesn't get to 22,000, you get your money back anyways. So you got nothing to lose.
They won't even take your money. That's the thing. I had a couple of people on my YouTube, and they were like, "Hey, when I get paid, I'm gonna pitch in." I was like, "Dude, the thing doesn't even end till August the 16th."
Well, there you go.
If you pitch now, if you pledge now, they won't even take the money unless we reach the goal. So you won't even have to deal with it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So come on, guys. Let's get this over 1,000. I got to get to bed here, and I want to see this thing over $1,000 before I go to bed. So if some of you could back it. You don't even have to bother paying right now. And in what is it, 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks. Got 3 more weeks.
2.5 weeks. If he's over $22,000, which if we can get him on Ethan a couple times, I think maybe we can. Then, salute. So let's see it. Let's see it. Come on, guys.
Your artist name looks familiar.
Shelby Robertson
or Jimbo.
Oh, Jimbo is the one that's what I was saying. I originally, Chuck Dixon was going to write this story. I had hired Chuck, and then he had all this other stuff going on, and we were about to launch the Indiegogo, and he had reached out to me, and he was like, "I don't think I can do this, and I don't want to, hold you up." But he said, "You've got the story." He said, "I think you can write this." And, my, who is my ex-girlfriend now, she was like, because she was mad at me when I hired Chuck, because she was like, "You told me you were writing this." And I was like, it's my story. you know, it's my story, and I created all the characters and the concepts, and I've got all my notes and all that stuff. I've never written a comic book before. I came from a blog world. I used to write a lot of political stuff on blog sites and stuff like that. And, you know, and that's what like, oh, that's the black conservative guy that writes all this weird stuff, you know. So, you know, I'd write stuff about like Hurricane Katrina and, you know, different things like that that would tick off some of my left-leaning friends. And so that's where I came from. Can I write? Hell yeah, I can write. But I had never written a comic book before. So the first person I reached out to was Steve Englehart. And I sent him a message, and he was kind enough to write me back a few times. Very encouraging, but he was like, hey, brother, I'm retired. And then so when that happened, I reached out to Chuck, and then Chuck and I came to an agreement. And then he messaged me, and he was like, I don't want to hold you up. I don't think I can commit to this anymore, but I think you can do this. And so when he wished me well and backed out of it. So then we just pressed forward because obviously had added Shelby to the team and some of those other things, but he's working with Jimbo.
Somebody in the chat just said, who's the angry looking white haired guy?
That's it, man. I'm surrounded. That's it, man. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, but no, but Jimbo is doing the Ravage Kill All Men book. I guess
with Ben. Have you ever met Ben, man? Ben's cool people.
No, I have not met Ben, but obviously I definitely know Jimbo very well. He is a good buddy of mine and did some promotional art for Brand. So, you know, Jimbo's my buddy. So I am very happy about the Ravage Kill All Men project, and I want him to succeed and win. So
right. I want us all to succeed and win. I want you to succeed and win. I mean, you know, Ethan helped me. I'm a little guy. I got like 1,200 subscribers, but I'll help whoever I can when I see a project that I think has what it takes to make it, you know, like on the field, however you want to phrase it. And I think your book looks great. I think you've got a great head about you, and I really hope the people support you. And I'd like to try to get you on Ethan's channel so that he can support your book too. So.
Well,
I got it on there earlier today. It was just on there for a couple minutes before I
had no idea. And then what is Geeked Out Lord, and he had commented on I guess he saw one of my videos. I think he saw the Diversity in Comics YouTube video that I put up. Like I said, that one's got almost like 5,000 views on it, which I was like, Richard must be very popular. And but I did the Jim Jeffries Diversity in Comics video, and a bunch of people came to my channel. I've had this YouTube for several years. I used to be in the music business. I was working with a gentleman by the name of Sean Mutaki that owns a record label called Uprising Records. That was Fall Out Boy's first label, and then they sued him to get out of the contract.
Hold on, man. We are $1 away from $1,000 on your. Somebody fucking.
I went in and gave you $15 for a digital, man, while we were talking.
All right. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Because I definitely want to get this out. I want to develop this into a property and have it, you know, the whole thing. I want Brand comics and films and movies and all that. Netflix specials, all that. Amazon. Anybody, any producers out there want to help develop this, let me know.
Your concept art looks good. Your concept art is definitely sexy.
Oh no, trust me. A lot of that is Kanan though. Kanan is, like I said, I saw some of his stuff that he did on Uber with. I can't believe it. The Wicked and the Divine writer. I can't remember that guy's name, but he's a British writer. He did Uber, and then he did something called Harlem Hellfighters with the guy Mel Brooks' son, Max Brooks, that did World War Z. Kanan worked with him on that. So, and then he did Son of Shaolin, and The Rock just bought that, and he's developing that into some kind of film or something. So yeah, he worked on some big properties, and he's got something now that I was like, what are you working on now? And he won't tell me. It's something big though, but he did leak something out, and I don't want to spoil, but it's someone that was in one of the Thor movies and something that he's working on as far as a graphic novel that they're trying to get developed. So Kanan's got big things going, but I'm just happy that if I text him or message him that he will still pick up the phone. And so a lot of like the brand Akari Press merch that we have on like Amazon.com, all that stuff was done by Kanan White. And so even if we raise enough money, because that's one of the things I had talked about Kanan with, that I want him to still like help with character concepts, because Shelby, I just want Shelby to just draw the book, but I want the characters to look a certain way, and Kanan seems to understand what I want as far as the supernatural aspect of it and all that. So I'll have him like whip up a quick character design like where he did with Gaiman or something, and how he did the logos and all that stuff, and then shoot it over.
You are at $1,066.
All right.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah. and I'm sorry, I'd love to keep going, but I have a wife. And
hey man, happy wife, happy life, brother. I'm good with
it. All right, Edwin, thanks for coming in, even though you were a little bit late. Maybe you can host Antonio here for something later on or whatever.
Hey, I'm around, brother.
Yes,
hey, I appreciate you guys.
Whoever you can, suggest them to in the community. I think a few more good streams with a few, 1,000 good folks, and we can actually move this thing closer to where we need to be.
Because and that's the thing I've told people. Like even just pledging, then that puts you up on the trending algorithm, and then they push you. Because when we were on the the Kickstarter front page, we were getting pledges like crazy, and then they took us down. And but they only keep you up there for like a day or two or something.
Right. See, that's your opportunity. So that's when you should have had a good video.
I was like, yeah, that's the thing. I'm not tech guy. But I have good ideas and I know how to develop them. It's like we should work on something together sometime, Mike. I would love to work with you on something, but that's just my shameless opportunity I would love to work on something.
Anyone say that before?
I was like, yeah, but I would love. Maybe we could do like a brand Lone Star crossover or something, like a little one shot or something.
You never know, man.
Because like I said, they exist in the same world. They exist in that.
Walking first, brother. All right.
Yes.
Thanks everyone for being here. Lone Star Squadron dismissed, and aloha.
Aloha, mahalo, all that good stuff.
Aloha.